Hi guys and welcome. These are your handover videos for your Sprite Major 6 TD. So starting off at the front, you've got your hitch head here with black lever. You have to have the black lever pulled up to then pull down the jockey wheel to then get it onto your tow ball. What will happen then is the black lever will shoot down and expose a green ring underneath that red button. You'll see that on collection. Got your breakaway cable here. If you have an eye point for the breakaway cable, it has to be used. If not, wrap it around the tow bar. Got your jockey wheel just here with point to pull it up. Your handbrake, and then you do have 13-pin electric. So if your car does have 7-pin adaptation, make sure you do bring yourself a adapter. You will lose the capacity to be able to use your fridge whilst driving, but apart from that, everything else works. Inside the front locker here, you've got your gas bottle connected onto this regulator just here, connected firmly both sides. This one is a hand tighten one, and then you connect onto just that point there. You can hand tighten to an extent and then just finish off using a spanner. Moving along this side, starting off, you've got your flue. Your flue is used to get clean air in and out of your boiler. Don't have to do anything with this except make sure it's nice and clean and tidy. No leaves or debris on the top. Then just here you have your insert for your water pump. Water pump connects into this part here, plugs in, and then it's just a case of having your strainer sit at the bottom of the water barrel. I'll show you the water pump inside the caravan. Moving along, you've got your battery locker here. This one does have a battery fitted, and then you've got your mains lead which plugs into here. You can also see there's a little bit of a cutout to allow you to wrap the mains lead around to essentially lock up the locker and ensure no one's going to rip out your mains lead in the time. Then moving along the caravan, not going to show you the motor mover today, we'll show you that on collection. Got two inserts just here, and that's where your wastewater will come out of. You'll need some 28.5mm waste pipe to then feed into a waste master that you can then empty out on the appropriate point on site. Just here you've got your cassette toilet. Now next to the flush button on your panel inside, which I'll show you, there is an icon for the cassette. When there is a red light underneath that, that is telling you to empty the cassette because it's full. To empty the cassette, you press up on this orange handle, you pull out just like so. You can extend this handle out by just pulling it out a little bit more and then pulling it up to turn it into a bit of a suitcase. Then you have to twist that to the side, open up that cap just there, tilt, and at the same time as tilting, continually pressing that button to vent. What I'd then recommend you do is slide that open there as well, feed in some fresh water, give it a little bit of a swill out after closing that, a little bit of that action, again tilt and vent. And then on your cap going back here, you have measurements in both imperial and metric, and that's for your blue chemical. Blue chemical goes back inside, twist the head back to the side, push the cassette in to make that orange handle sit behind those white teeth. Then just above you've got your part for your flush tank. Get yourself a watering can to feed it in. It can hold around about 12 litres. I wouldn't go any more than 10 though, to be honest, as you don't want to overfill it. You can also get what's called pink chemical to feed into there, which works as a bleach without being corrosive, makes it smell a little bit nicer as well. And then that is used for the flush capacity. I was doing so well. Now you don't want to travel with either of these two full, so just up here you have that black lead. That black lead is for the draining point for the water inside there. Before you leave with the caravan, whenever it is, make sure you give it a quick drain off. Just makes it a lot nicer ride. We will have drained that off for you before you leave. And then underneath your right hand side seat, you can pull that up after removing that to expose your boiler. You have these blue leads leading to that yellow valve. That is your drain valve. Horizontal position is drain position. vertical position is drain position, horizontal position is for the flow of water to be allowed in. So we are going to keep it in the vertical position when you collect the caravan, so just switch it over before you come to use it. You've got your brain box for your motor mover inside that blue box if you ever need to do anything with that. You've got this battery charger on the side here. Then you have both your trips and fuses just here. All your trips in the upright position, all your fuses in the correct position. Then at the top it shows heating and hot water and charger, both illuminated, meaning they're both working. You have a reverse polarity button just there, and then a system shutdown button. You press in that system shutdown button, nothing inside the caravan will be able to operate. If you need some more information on your trips and fuses, pull down this here and tells you what it's all for, what to do, and a little bit more info. So in summary, boiler, drain valve, brain box motor mover, battery charger, trips and fuses. Above the door you have this. This first is your main control panel. Turn it on there, it will flash up, show you the level inside the caravan, which is currently 14 volts coming in. If it was a case that you only have the leisure battery hooked on, it would show an accurate representation of a leisure battery. Let's turn this down. Oh Christ, I'm not in a mood for Radio 1. To view the levels either side, if you're hooked onto the vehicle or you're hooked onto the leisure battery, you press this button here. Either that, or you can actually press inside the dial. You have lights just here, so off and on, and then you just use the respective light switches. Then you have awning light, press that in, go to the outside, bit of a sunny day, what you can see just there, awning light is on. Then you have this, which is your water pump button. Press it in, green button comes alight. I'm not going to press it in as we're not running water through it today. But you come over to the sink, and what you would do is open up on both cold and hot, and you let it run for about 30 seconds. What you're looking for is a nice steady continuous stream. If that is something that isn't happening and it's having coughs and splutters, you go outside and you check this. Your water pump. Water pump connects in outside by just pressing in. Then to remove it, you have to press in on the trigger to pull it out. You have this blue plastic cap to go over the top of the Acrol to make sure no nastiness gets in. Then you have the strainer to sit at the bottom of the barrel. It is crucial that the strainer does sit at the bottom of the barrel, because otherwise it will just be gasping air through. As you can see, they do have a little bit of a tendency to curl up. What I'd recommend is you can either straighten it out every time before use, or you can get yourself some PVC tubing, put it around the bottom, just so it's always nice and straight. But in a quick summary, on and off button, pump button, awning light, level and lights. Then coming over here, you've got your Truma control panel. So this is for your heating and your hot water. You have a dial just here, which is also a button, and then you have a back button. Pressing on the dial, first up you've got the motorhome with the thermometer in, or caravan in this case. This is for the internal temperature of the caravan that you desire. It goes up to a maximum of 30, then to select it you press in on the dial. If I go back to it, you can see it's selected on 30. It will gradually get to that temperature. It's not an instantaneous thing where it will just snap and it's 30. Gradually builds up, takes about an hour for it to get fully heated. Next up, thermometer in the water. This is for your water heat, so you can either have it off, eco, hot or boost. Eco will get the water temperature to around about 40 degrees, hot will get it to around about 60, and boost will prioritize the water over the heating of the actual caravan for about 15 minutes and then drop it back down to eco. So this is ideal if you wanted to use a shower in the morning or something like that, or just have a quick burst of hot water. Then you've got your energy source, so you can either have strictly gas, a mixture of gas and 1 kilowatt of mains, mixture of gas and 2 kilowatt, strictly electric with 1 or 2 kilowatts. That is for the source for the heating of the hot water. If you are hooked onto site and you have a mains capacity, just select electric 2, don't waste your gas. Then you've got your fan. You can either have that off or vent. Vent will circulate the air across the caravan when you have all your windows open, ideal for a sunny day. Then you have timer. So what this allows you to do is set when you'd like the heating and hot water to start. So for example, you put, I don't know, 9 o'clock, then let's say it's 5 minutes past 9 you'd like it to start, and then finish at 6 o'clock, and then it will come up with off, just like this. I press back and it cancels the timer. What that is good for, if you're away from the caravan and you don't want to be using your gas and your mains and totaling up your bill or something like that, it allows you to still have everything plugged in, still have the panel on and everything else, but not be using stuff. Then you've got the time. So it isn't 4 minutes past midnight. It's, well, 4:30. You just set the correct time. It will obviously reset itself when it's not being used and just start from midnight. Then this spanner icon is for some additional settings: temperature, brightness, 12 or 24 hour clock, language, indexed and reset. I'm not going to run through that just because I'm showing you how to set up as if you were getting onto site. If you are interested in having a look at those options, please feel free to have a look inside your book bag. Then to turn this panel off, so nothing is working, it won't have the heating and hot water, you press and hold on the middle of the dial. Then just here, you have your hob, grill and oven. So for this, standard to any sort of gas cooker you might have at home, press and twist on the dial, then press in on the igniter. You'll hear the clicks, do them both at the same time, and this is what it looks like when it's lit. And there you can see nice blue, clean, continuous flames. What I would say, anytime you switch on the gas on the caravan to start off with, come over to these points and just check that everything lights. Next you've got your grill, and you can see here for your grill, both sides nice and lit. On some circumstances it may be a case one side will light first and then the other side, but just make sure both of them light. And then you can see for the oven there as well. Only other real thing to note, don't put down this glass sheet until all of these burners are cold to the touch. And then just here we've got your toilet function. At the top you've got this button here which is for your flush, and then you can see this icon here, and that is for your cassette toilet. When your cassette toilet is full, there'll be a red light that comes on underneath there telling you to empty it. Press this button here and that kicks in a motor. That motor is what would push around any water inside the flush system. Then to release your waste, press away on that handle, opens up your cassette, pull it back and make sure it's pulled back, because otherwise you won't be able to remove your cassette toilet.